Hello, my name is Chong Pei. I'm here to present my individual assignment. This case took place at a medium-sized logistic firm, where Person A was working as a warehouse supervisor. He is assigned to supervise the tool inventory and oversee equipment maintenance. Person A had frequent access to valuable tools. For a period of months, Person A began checking out tools from the warehouse and recovering them to his residence without returning the items. These transfers were masked as legitimate tool checkouts. Although the instruments had been signed out officially for use in day-to-day operations, the prolonged absence and non-return of the tools began to interfere with operations and raise questions about the accountability of inventory. Person B, another co-worker within the warehouse department, started to question the system when there were inconsistent tools. When they continued to lose tools, Person B began comparing internal inventory records. He compared to security footage. CCTV evidence showed that Person A had put company tools in a vehicle never used for company business and parked up after working hours. There was a broader concern here that went beyond lost trust and deliberate abuse of company resources. When enough evidence had been gathered, it was decided that Person B would take the findings to the operations manager. Its leak resulted in an internal investigation, which supported Person B's accusation. Faced with the proof, Person A confessed to the removals without authority. Person A was terminated as part of the disciplinary resolution, and warehouse processes were amended to enhance inventory management and control. Dishonesty is lack of virtue of honesty and is represented by Person A trying to cover up doing something wrong by stealing tools from the warehouse without permission. Person A cooked the company inventory system by fudging tool checkout logs and the chain of responsibility. A second vice represented by Person A would be greed. The frequency with which Person A turned to the company to satisfy space for their personal growth led to what was an unacceptable level of materialistic desire in the work context. The virtue of honesty is obvious in Person B's adherence to truth and facts. When Person B caught these discrepancies, he did not jump to any conclusion but asked for staff records and video footage to investigate the discrepancies. The second virtue showcased in Person B's behavior is courage, wherein he chose not to take a backseat and brought adultism to the attention of the company despite the possibility that it could have damaged work relations and had negative implications towards him. The graph above represents moral valor in the form of untruthfulness as an offset of honesty. For the virtue of honesty, Person A must work on transparency and accountability. This entails the process of ethical education, learning of truth in high frequency. In the graph below, we show that the vice of greed as a materialist overemphasis on profit divorce from temperance. Person A behaved at one extreme of overindulgence by repeatedly borrowing company tools to satisfy his personal use. He transgressed modesty of his personal indulgence and exhibited a dominant character of excessive desire. Here we can see where Person B falls on a scale of adherence to both the virtue of honesty and courage. Person B sought the truth deliberately and told it responsibly. Their behavior is congruent with the golden mean of truthfulness. They opt the transparency and factual accuracy without engaging in confrontation, and they needlessly didn't exaggerate. The choice of Person B to report the moral infraction, even though there may have been personal pressures or pressures from the workplace. It was not a spur of the moment, in your face decision, but a thought out, principled direction. This courage demonstrates the strength of character needed to stand up for justice at work and support good citizenship by acting in ways that are both fair and responsible. To keep and grow this virtue, Person B might receive ethics-based leadership training, learn how to make decisions while being assertive, and meditate on ideological conundrums so that exercising moral autonomy becomes a habit. Action steps to develop virtues. For Person A, who behaves dishonestly and greedily, genuine moral betterment would demand both the regular practice of virtuous acts and the contemplation of one's moral faults. For person A, honesty and temperance have to be instantiated with a realization of the moral effects of their actions, not just in disciplinary consequences, but the effect on character, not least damaging communal trust. To repent of dishonesty, person A would have to resolve not to lie and deceive in any future professional communication. This requires the courage to admit mistakes, take responsibility, and honor procedures of institution. Similarly, to counteract greed, person A needs to practice moderation and not succumb to the temptation to advantage themselves at the cost of others. Person A behaved in vices like dishonesty and greed. Person B acted in virtues such as honesty and courage. Aristotle's moderatism corollary is seen to imply that, according to his golden mean, the right action tends to be situated between two extremes. Virtue formation is a matter of effort, ethical reflection, and environmental personal enhancement, and this confirms Aristotle's assertion that character matters in moral life. Thank you.